Hey. It's awesome. Third time up, we get to follow W. Kamau Bell. Couple notes so far from tonight's show. Today is actually National Root Beer Float Day. That's pretty white. So I didn't mention the cupcake. Mentioned the special place in hell. You can get a special place in hell by following the Pope on Twitter. Did anybody read? I did not make this up. I swear I've heard this probably at a bar somewhere. So, if you follow the Pope on Twitter, you get less time in hell. Seriously, that's the thing. So, like, basically, if you, I've heard of eternal damnation. I went to church like 3 times in my life. But if you hashtag like Big Daddy Pope, you get less than eternal. Now let's get work into like confessions. So, you know, you confess your sins and there's like 3 favorites and 5 retweets. Speaking of tweeting, please live tweet during this show. That would be super. In addition to not laughing at my jokes, completely ignore me and tweet. This guy's not funny. Alright, so now to my list. Why is a cover band considered musicians, but a cover comedian is just a fucking dick? You ever get a text from somebody and it's like mildly funny at best, and then they text you later on, and they're like, hey, did you get my tweet? And I'm like, yeah. But like, sometimes the appropriate response to your text is, like, that's the appropriate response to that joke. Thank you for scratch that one. I talk for a living. I've already done this for 8 hours today. I'm a corporate trainer, and I stand in front of people and I talk. And in 8 hours, I got probably 2 laughs. So I don't know why I want to keep doing it after work, but here I am. But it turns out it's all HR-y and you got to be appropriate. And I just want to have a mic and tell a group of people to go fuck themselves, and then be able to come back the next week and do it again. There's been a lot more religion talk this time than I've seen before. So, here's my religious joke. Next time you're haggling over a price, don't try to Jew them down because that's rude. You should just try to atheist them down to a price that you just can't believe. Trying to explain why you don't have a drinking problem is like trying to explain why you're not racist. You're just going to start counting, usually. Like, oh no, I drink this many times, or I have 5 black friends. It always comes off negative. Does anybody else believe that smartphones are turning our brains into total mush? Is anybody else using your GPS in the city you've lived in for like 5 years? And autocorrect is, I was never good at spelling, but now I'll type out a word on my phone and it puts the big red underline and I tap it and it says, no recommendations. Like, it has literally 27 languages. Every word in 27 languages, and I didn't come close to any of those. And yeah, it's not helping. So I've actually had to make a mental note of when it autocorrects for me. I actually will look at it and spell it out in my brain just to try to make it click, but it's not helping. Wow. All right. That was quick. It's got to be something else for you. I know you're really excited. All right, I think I got time to tell a quick story. Last time I was here, I after the show went outside. I was actually talking to Joe, and there was a guy starts walking down the street, and from his clothes he looked. He didn't look homeless. Basically, he looked like he was pretty well dressed. But then he had that walk, the homeless walk. It's like It's kind of a pimp limp, but it's like a pimp limp with an actual limp too. So you can just tell they're coming at you and going to ask you for something. So anyway, he walks up to us and he introduces himself as Mike Old School, which I'm guessing wasn't his given name, but he was pretty old school. And he asks, he walks up and he asks for some money. He says, "Hey man, can I get $1.35? I'm trying to get to the bus downtown." And I felt bad because if I had $1.35, I would have given it to him. But I didn't have any cash. I was like, "I'm sorry, man, I don't have any cash." And he's like, "All right." So he comes inside, and a few minutes later, he comes outside, and then he asks Joe for $1.25 because he needs money to take the bus downtown. And I was like, first of all, I was like, "Did somebody give you a dime?" inside? That's weird. So he's like, Joe's like, "Oh yeah, I got $1 for you, man." And I already fucked this joke up. It's not a joke, it's a story. When I told him I didn't have $1.35, he's like, "I got some Windex," and so I was like, all right, he's gonna go downtown and wash some windows and make some money. Well, anyway, Joe was like, "Yeah, I got $1 for you." He's like, "All right, man, can I bum a cigarette?" And Joe's like, "Sorry, man, I don't have an extra cigarette." He's like, I got some Windex. And that's when it clicked. I thought he was going downtown to wash the windows, but he was like selling Windex. Like, he literally was trying to sell me Windex for $1.35. And then he was trying to trade Windex for a cigarette. And I was like, that's kind of sad that he doesn't know you can like make money washing windows downtown. I mean, every Eddie Murphy movie has that happen, but anyway, and then I was like, how much is Windex at the store? It's like $4, isn't it? Now I'm trying to borrow $1.35 and like get some Windex since it's a good deal. Anyway, so other than that, if you have Honey Boo Boo on your DVR, go fuck yourself.